Hello, Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday, and Monday is Tips Day, and this is episode 198. We are getting very close. You may have noticed here, I have 3 more sheets of tips. This one is going to be number 200. So we are there. And number 200 is going to get this Towels with Freddy book. What a great gift that is. It's been a long road. Anyways, all right. So let's do number 198. This week comes from Stephen Lee. Sorry, Stephen, you are not number 200. I did it legit. I did it in the order I got them. So you almost did it. Not quite. I don't see you as a towel creations with Freddy guy anyway. But well done. All right. Happy belated New Year, mate. Well, it's now February the something or other. And as you watch this, I'm actually going to be on Carnival Venezia. I'm recording this just before we leave. So, yeah, it's about 7 weeks after New Year's, but who's counting? I'm a little bit behind. All right, trying to help you close in on your 200th episode with some tips. Yes, you are, and thank you very much. Many of your viewers, there's not that many, but many of your viewers will already know these, but my hope is maybe some new viewers to your channel will not and find them helpful. I would take that as Stephen was really trying to help me and couldn't think of any new tips, so just recycled some old ones. That's my prediction. Let's see if I'm correct or not. Although very much appreciated, Stephen. Very much appreciated. All right, number 1. If you are sensitive to motion sickness, by the way, there are 4. If you are sensitive to motion sickness, your cruise cabin location can make a big difference. All right, now you know how I always pick on, grammar, spelling. Stephen actually wrote bit difference instead of big. So, yeah, if you are sensitive to motion sickness, your cruise cabin can make a bit difference. It's not correct, I don't think, Stephen. I think you meant to say make a big difference, but, we'll forgive it. Picking a cabin in the middle will be the best as they experience the least amount of motion. What Stephen means by middle means middle of the ship, as in middle of the deck that's in the middle. So don't go aft, especially don't go forward, that's the worst. But if you can be like typically on an older ship, we're talking like deck 7, the Lido's on deck 9, and all the action typically is on deck 5 and below. So usually you want to have it so there are cabins above and below you to limit the noise. And if you're in the middle of the ship, it's the most stable place to be. So if that was the case, deck 7, cabins above on deck 8, cabins below on deck 6, and in the middle of deck 7 is the best place to be. On the newer ships where they got a lot more decks, the activity typically, like on the Excel class, is on decks 5 through 8. 6 through 8. Well, 5 through 8, but typically 6 through 8 is the most activity. And then the Lido is up on deck 16. So realistically, anything like from deck 10 through deck 14 is good. Remember, there's no deck 13. Bad luck. Some cruise lines, yes, not Carnival. So when I do these ships, I typically try and do deck 12. And I'm probably stealing Stephen's thunder, but I went off on a roll, so he's probably going to say exactly the same thing right now. Anyways. Middle means midway lengthwise of the ship and a mid-deck going from bottom to top. Like I just said, yes. A bonus tip on this, Mick is a versed travel agent and it can help you find a great cabin for you. So if you are susceptible to motion sickness, let him know. What can I say? Free advertising. Thank you, Stephen. But yes, so that's a very good tip for seasickness. Now, also, I am a firm believer in the power of the mind. So I do sometimes think if you think you're going to get seasick, you're going to get seasick. But if you go into it with an open mind, then you're much less likely to be seasick. And don't forget, you can get Dramamine, you can get those patches, you can do all sorts of things. But I think the best medicine is to not think about it. Easier said than done, I know. But let it go. Let it go. I remember I give you 2 examples of why the mind is so very, very powerful. Firstly, and I've done this before, but we'll do it again. It's worth recycling. Back in the day, I was about 18 years old, and I walked to the shops with my girlfriend at the time, and I had those fingerless gloves on because I thought they were trendy, like woody gloves with the fingers cut off because you can, use it easily. We got to the store. We'd been holding hands all the way there. Ah, romance, huh? And then she saw blood on her hands, and all of a sudden her hand hurt too much to hold my hand on the way back. When we got back to my house, I took my gloves off. It was me that was cut, not her. So it was my blood on her hands. Not in any bad way. But because she saw it, it suddenly hurt. Mind over matter. And then the second time, at Julie and I's wedding back in 2001, that's right, this year is our 25th wedding year, and we'll be in Japan on the Princess Cruise, hopefully. Well, of course we will. I don't know why I said hopefully. We're going to be in Japan on the Diamond Princess, which was the COVID ship. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Anyway, my dad was there. Now, my dad had prostate problems, and he would claim he would have to go to the toilet literally every 30 seconds. Not quite that bad, but he would. I'd go over there, and he's getting up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But this night, he wasn't thinking about it. My mum and I noticed he only went to the toilet twice, and he was drinking. Not much alcohol, but twice the whole night because he wasn't thinking about it. Bear that in mind, people. Your mind is a very, very powerful thing. That was a long time for one tip, wasn't it? Number 2. Many, but not all ships, still have laundrettes spread throughout the ship and are often not advertised well. Check your ship maps or ask a versed travel agent like Mick if the ship you've selected has laundrettes. Yes, I have a way of checking not only what the laundrettes are, but where they are on every ship. Now, you are going to find on the Excel class ships that there are no laundrettes. On most of the older ships, there's going to be one on each floor with an ironing board. But I have a way that I can go in and look and see where they are. Now, to that point, you may not want a cabin that's right next to it because it's going to be a lot of traffic going in there because we all know how much they charge for laundry on the ship, so a lot of people will be using that. So bear that in mind. Yep. It's a really good thing I have on the site. It's called Go CCL. You may or may not have heard of it. Oh, look, there goes Julie walking. She's walking. Bye-bye, Julie. She went for a walk. She's doing 10,000 steps a day for about 5 years now. I haven't, but I'm going to do something soon. Anyways, so I can go on there. I can look in every cabin. I can tell you what's in every cabin. I can tell you which ones, obstructed views, yada, yada, yada. So I have a way of checking on every cabin and every deck and looking for amenities on all the decks. So if you ever have a question about a certain cabin, email me. My email's coming up at the end. That'll make you watch to the end. How's that for clickbait? Now you got to watch to the end. Or you can just scroll, whatever. And then I can look it up and I can send you a printout of what is in that cabin per Carnival. If it's wrong, not on me. That's what they post on their official site for me. Anyways, yes, good. But I can tell you where the laundrettes are on each ship, if there is one. Number 3, the buffet is often the most crowded dining venue on Embarkation Day, regardless of the cruise brand. However, many brands have other dining options open on Embarkation Day, such as the dining room, and are often less crowded. Check the cruise line's app on Embarkation Day or ask a crew member to find out what dining venues are open at that time. If you can get in the app, I find every time I go on a Carnival ship, I cannot get into the app. So I have to go down to guest services or Pixels. There's a tip, they can help too. And usually within about 7.3 seconds, they have me access. And I still don't know what they do, or I would do it. But I'm used to that. So, if the app don't work, ask. But yes, a lot of if Carnival, for example, the Italian, the Gigi's, they do offer a lunch, and not a lot of people will know about that. What typically happens on a cruise ship is everybody hears about Guy's Burgers. Now, am I off the charts here by saying Guy's Burgers is good, but it's not as great as people make it out to be? I don't know. But there's always a massive line there on Embarkation Day. As the week goes on, usually the line gets a bit less, but there's always a very long line there and in the buffet on Embarkation Day. maybe go to the Blue Iguana Cantina and check them out, because not a lot of people go to that one. Or, like I said, go to the Italian. If there's a Gigi's, go to Gigi's. If there's a Gigi's, go to Gigi's. And if there's a Gigi's, I'd recommend going to Gigi's. Not so much for lunch. Better for dinner. Not going to lie. Lunch is okay. But the Italian does a good lunch. You can pick your own selections and stuff. Yeah. And most of the people on the ship have not heard about that yet. You got to remember, on a lot of cruise ships now, especially before the hurrah over the new loyalty program, there are a lot more blue carders and red carders coming on the ships that don't necessarily know as much about cruising as some of the more experienced ones who are disappearing. And eventually there's going to be a lot of people on the cruise ship that are either in line to gamble or upstairs not having a clue what they are doing because they are brand new to cruising. That is what Carnival are driving people to. So, yes, ask around if there's anybody to ask, but try and go somewhere different. Good point. And also, I mean, to the point that with the burger place getting quieter as the week goes on, the Italian's going to get busier as people find out about it. So that's what we always do. Don't go to the obvious places on day one. Very good, Stephen, very good. And the last one for this week, before I start waffling, and we were just on a cruise, and I'm doing it already, and Sean, Kelly, if you're watching, yes, I'm starting to waffle, because they pointed out to me, yes, I do waffle a lot. I think if I didn't waffle, these videos would be about 4 minutes long. Probably be better. Anyways, all right, number 4. Spa treatments can tend to be cheaper on a port day or embarkation day. If you don't already have plans... All right, you didn't read this, Stephen. I'm going to read it as it's written, and then you tell me if you understand why I got confused. Spa treatments can tend to be cheaper on a port day or embarkation day. If you don't already have plans and into spa treatments, take a look. I think you meant to say and are into spa treatments. I don't know. I mean, I would argue that even when they're cheaper, they're still ridiculously expensive. You will never, ever get me to spend the money they want for anything in a spa on a cruise ship, unless I win a prize and it's free. I am not going anywhere near it. The prices they charge, that and shore excursions, no. But a lot of people love it. It's kind of like, you know, if you, and I equate it to this, if you go to Vegas, and yes, I know I'm waffling, Sean, I know I'm waffling. If you go to Vegas and you're only going like once, you know you're going to spend more money. And you budgeted to spend more money because it's a one-off thing. Could be the same on a cruise ship with a spa. You know the spa's expensive, but maybe you're still going to spend that much money because it's a one-off thing for you. So that's fine. I mean, people go to the spa. I have no idea why with the money they charge, but people do like to go to the spa. All right, very good, Stephen. A couple of grammatical errors, bit difference, and into spa treatments. But I'll let that pass because I don't know. I'm not going to let it pass at all. When I see you, and you'll be on this cruise with me, I'm going to make sure very clearly. And you might watch this because I'll be on the cruise with you when this comes out because it's coming out on day 2 of the cruise. So I'll know if you watch the whole thing. We'll find out. It's a test. Keep the content going, my friend. We love you, Stephen Lee. Well, I will keep the content going if people would start watching these damn videos and stop making it a complete waste of time me doing them with nobody watching. Getting to the end. I'm going to get to 200 and then we'll see what happens. It may be coming to an end. I'm just going to warn you. All right, everybody. Thank you, Stephen. Next week I can tell you next week I have some tips from Mel. Who's it going to be the week after? Who's going to be number 200? We're going to find out in 2 weeks. Subscribe if you haven't yet already subscribed, even though I said I might be stopping this channel soon. I say that all the time. I'm probably not. I'm probably just going to keep sulking because nobody ever watches. And I think my videos are good. I was watching the video the other day. And yes, Sean, I know. I was watching a video the other day and it was on a cabin. And quite frankly, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. They weren't explaining really anything about the cabin. They didn't show what was in the cupboards. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. There were bags lying all over the room. It was just an awful video. and it had over 25,000 views. I have a video on that same cabin, clean, showing everything properly. It has 76 views. I keep getting people from Bangladesh calling me, asking me if I want help with my SEO structure. And it's cheap. It is cheap. But I'm very nervous about giving money to somebody in Bangladesh. I don't know why. I don't want to sound like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Should I do it? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable sending money overseas like that. So giving them access to my channel and all that good stuff. They could do all sorts of things to it, but they could make it better. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if anybody out there knows anybody that does SEO for YouTube and thinks my channel is as good as I think it might be, let me know. Put me in touch with them. I need somebody to help me get my views up because, yeah. All right, waffle over, Sean. Waffle over. You'll be happy to know. Subscribe. Email coming up. Blah, 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 blah. Number 199 coming next week. And I will see you later, Cruising World. Well, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. You'll get notifications when future videos come out. And also you'll see to the left and right of me, there are some more of my videos you can watch. Also, you can join my lovely little channel here. Hit that join button next to the subscribe button on my main page. We have 3 different levels you can join at. And if you join at the highest level, I will name a suit after you. And every time I wear that suit, I'll have your name in the pocket. I will sing your name to the rafters, maybe even at karaoke.